Good morning. My name is Jo, or Jojo, and I'm kind of doing a little tour of my junk journals today. I'm just going to kind of chat about them and how I make them, and I'll do a little bit of flip throughs and show you some pages and show you what they look like, and I'm kind of experimenting about the lighting. Like, I've just switched my light around and so far it's looking really good. So yeah, you guys don't know all that much about me. I'm kind of here and there on social media when I can be. But as I said, my name is Jo. I'm a homeschooling mom. When I'm not doing that, I'm an artist and a crafter. And when I'm not doing that, I write. So it's a busy life, and I have to, kind of do what I can. And anyway, everything that I do, I have a lot of fun with. So a couple of years ago, I got very attracted to the idea of junk journaling and making journals and books. And I started, and last year I was really interested in these golden book junk journals. They're called Little Golden Book Junk Journals. So I made a series of, how many did I make? I guess I made about 6 of them. These are 4. One I gave away, one I'm experimenting in because it was my first, and I don't have that one here. It's in a different spot, but and then I've got these 4 that I made. So these are, I call them sweet junk journals because they're kind of meant to be nostalgic and pretty, stuff like that. So they're not entirely finished, and I haven't really worked on them, so you're not going to see a whole lot of different arts yet. But this tie is supposed to be wrapped around. That's what I did. See, I'm still working on figuring out the things that I want to include in all of my journals. And there are things that I like that I do for myself, and things that I don't like as much. For instance, you'll notice I don't have any dangling charms because I don't like them very much. So, but I do have lots of texture. I kind of play with texture on paper and on the spines. So the spines are actually quilted, and usually I'll have some antique buttons and things like that on them. So for a very long time, I've been going to antique stores and thrift stores, and if I find vintage things that I like, they appeal to me. I've been collecting them, like paper and lace, and the books are kind of made out of them. So let me start by showing you the spines. So this is Goodnight Little Bear, and this is what the spine looks on Goodnight Little Bear. I've got the blues and reds. Excuse me for my voice. It's always going to be a little bit hoarse, but this is the last one I did. This is the store-bought doll. See the spine on that. Like that. We've got the antique buttons. So I use this butcher's string to do my signatures. Try not to bump the lights. Figuring out lighting for doing videos is really hard, so one day I'll have to do a kind of studio tour, and I'll talk about that, how I put my lights together so that they're nice and bright. Okay, so this is called my home, and I'm going to talk about a couple things. So I'm still in the process of learning how I want to do my junk journals. And like I said, I like these cloth spines, but I also like to see as much as I can of the golden book itself. So this one in particular, it has an inner cloth spine. And I believe I put all the signatures into this piece of canvas, and then that was glued down. And I was like, it's okay. You know, I've got a pocket. I like having pockets on the inner covers. This little tag is actually from a piece of fabric from Kathy Holden's line. And I think if you search her, you'll be able to find that. So one of the things that you have to do with your Golden Book journals when you're putting them together is make sure you number the pages so you get your story in order. And you'll see, like, this page is an entire Golden Book journal page, and I left it intact. And then we just hook the other side to another piece of paper, and I'll show you that as we go along. So this journal might actually be more full than the other ones. So it's a sewn pocket. Now, the other thing that I do for my journals is I tend to be more of a collage / writer kind of journaler, so I always leave quite a lot of space for writing. I love, you know, the colors and the pockets and everything, but I think I'm always going to want to do some writing on a journal. So that's kind of how I make mine to be. There's some stickers that I use. I love these stickers, they're great. That one's a little stuck on it. Well, anyway, so I try to leave enough space for me. So the other thing I like with my journals is I can actually push them flat like this and work on them. So I call it a stay flat spine. And I like to use wrapping paper and old book pages. And pages from old creative magazines are one of the things I like to use as well. So, the postcard someone sent me. So, and then envelope, things like that, and other kinds of pockets, you know. These are all just fun little things to use. I like using recipe cards. This is a nice little pocket made with some vintage wrapping paper. Okay, so you're going to get the idea. So let me see if I can skip ahead. So in this journal, I actually had pockets and things that were sent to me by pen pals. If you have pen pals and they send you things, junk journals are really great to, you know, use to put them in, so you don't have to just keep them in a box. You can actually use them in a journal. All right. I like, I don't know if you can see it, I like these little tags made out of the tickets. They're fun to use. Some of my favorite paper. Envelopes. Okay, so I stamped a little on the book pages. Like, this is a creative page from one of the In My Studio magazines that I have. And I like that. So if you have other you know, magazine pages, you can use them in your junk journals as well. And I do as well. Let's see if I've got another example. So this is an Edith Holden book page. It's an old card. This is from a craft magazine, and I did some decorative sewing on here. And then you can see, like, this is another one of these little tickets that I made, like a little fabric collage kind of thing on it. So that's really fun. These are so cute. I keep meaning to put some of these in my Etsy site, but they have an old smell on them. I don't know. So I've sort of been debating about that. I need to get some opinions on if that's would be annoying or not. So hey, if you're interested in these cards, give me an idea about that. How about? So sometimes you can deodorize really old things, and sometimes that doesn't work as well. And I'm still figuring out what I want to do with those. This is old wrapping paper again. I love vintage wrapping paper. Oh, here's something pretty. This is a piece of tissue paper that's collaged on an envelope to make a nice flip out. And I like to use pages in the full if I can, and if I make them into flip downs and stuff like that, that's fine. That's fun. So, okay, so that is this journal. And this one's got a little belly band for slipping things in. These funny playing cards, I can't figure out if they're like magician playing cards or what, but they make really good big, cards for doing altered cards on. So, all right, so that's that book. Now, let's see. I'm going to, well, how about we do the store-bought doll? So this is the last one I did. And it's actually not finished. As you can see, I kind of discovered that I had some problems with some of the things. So this is the inner spine that the signatures are sewn into. And I did not like the way that this was going to be bent like this, and it wouldn't glue down. So eventually I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim that right on that line, and we'll do something to actually hide this signature. But this page is actually a page from one of my digital kits, so I wanted to talk about that too. Last year I spent a lot of time going through my vintage fabric collection, and I scanned some of them, and I put them up as digital kits on my Etsy shop. So Jumbleboxartco at Etsy is where you can get these really nice scanned cloth. They're embroidered, vintage embroidered cloth. And I've got some vintage lace as well up there. So, and as you can see, I always mark the pages. This one's got maybe a little bit more sewing in it. This is a flower book page. As you can see, this one is not really decorated at all. It's just kind of very, very basic. So I'm thinking I'm going to be doing some, this is one of the book pages. I'm sorry, this is one of the scanned cloth digital kits, and I made it into a little pocket page there. I love the, these colors go well with the kind of 70s color scheme. So that golden, that's some wrapping paper, golden yellows, and stuff like that. So not really decorated. It's a very, very basic. So and then as I was making them, I gradually began to realize that I didn't like to see these big spine pieces in the books either. So if you look at my books, let's see, can you see that? Yep, you can. So all of my first 6 books have 4 signatures, and I gradually realized I didn't really like that. I wanted to make a spine that was big enough so that I could get quite a bit of stuff on the pages and collage so that there would be a lot of room. So I only used the 4 signatures and a big wide spine, which I think is okay, but it also leaves you with looking at these spine pieces, and I'm like, not sure if I like that. So the one I did just recently, I actually split my pages into smaller signatures, and I like that more. So I might switch over to doing that. So we'll see. This is a book page from, I want to call it a wonder book, I think. And I love the teal color. That's really nice. So I need to get another one of those for more pockets. A little bit of stationery. This is another one of my digital kits. This is a craft page from a book that's made into a pocket that's sewn onto a page. You can still see that. Don't like it, but whatever. Wrapping paper, more wrapping paper. Ooh, this is a folk art book that I found at an antique store. And I was originally going to photocopy the pages, but then I decided not to do that. I was just going to use the pages because they're not very expensive actually on eBay. And this is one of my antique embroidered pages with some antique lace. And when you buy a digital kit, you have the option to print them in different ways. So you can print them full size to make a full sheet of paper, or you can print them all the way down to these small sizes and make a little journaling card. And this is just copy paper. It's probably like 20-pound copy paper, but you can actually print them on cardstock as well. I might have something like that in one of these books. So as you can see, I haven't filled these out or anything. That's all right. I will get to that eventually. This is fun. This is a floating pocket. And again, it's not decorated, but it's made out of a craft magazine page. Probably in her studio again, or actually Will Room and Create. So if you have a few of those lying around and you don't know what to do with them, use them for your junk journals. So this is another page of my antique lace. That's like a crochet doily and a tablecloth, I think, behind it. So, so fun to use. So they're not very expensive on my site. You can buy it for a couple dollars and have it for the rest of your life to use until you get tired of it, right? So that's the other side of that piece of paper. That is just so pretty. I love it if you get some of the weave actually in there. You can see the weave, which is a really nice graphic. So I like that. All right. So it's a rose page that's actually a little pocket. And then I have an envelope signature as well. So this is also a book page. So when I actually go to decorate this book, I'm going to end up doing many more decorations onto it to fill it out and make it look pretty. This is kind of just the basic journal right here. So, and as you can see, I don't have a tie yet. This one I covered with matte medium, so it's a little bit less shiny. Yeah, so I like to use these corner pieces, and fabric is glued down because there were ugly stickers there, so that didn't work that well. And then we'll show you the Pokey Little Puppy too, really quickly. Oh, that's already undone. So as you can see, like, I've got a little belly band here. I was trying to make a hidden spine, so now this little journal, so frustrating. I was going to sell it, and then I didn't because I made a oopsie, and I put the third signature in where I put the fourth signature in where the third was going to go, and then I took it apart, and then I made this little thing to kind of cover up. And then this is an actual pocket that's a clear pocket with plastic, and this is from a golden book, this page behind. It's a zoo picture. And I kind of just wanted to use that picture, but I didn't want to cover it up. It was just cute. So I also put in a little envelope as a signature here. So, so no, I didn't sell this one, but decided to just keep it in my collection. Really like roses a lot. Oh, these pink tags are fun too. You can do a lot of stuff with those. So we'll go really quickly. Oh yeah, in this this journal I have some illustrations from book pages. And I've got some different things. So this is actually from Johanna Klo's Etsy store, and I think it's called Little Bitty, LittleBiddy. She's got a beautiful collection of embroidered cloths, and that's where I got my idea for scanning my own. So and I've used some of hers in some different journals and things I've done too. So yeah, she's really creative and fun. This is a card. So this is actually on cardstock, so you can see it's a little bit more stiff. This is part of my collection, and this is not scanned. This is a photograph. So those will eventually get onto the site too. I use lots of blues in this journal. This is a little collage card. It's an old library card. Another little book page. So we got a little golden book. I want to find one of these golden books, and it's a Rad McNally elf book actually. I want to find one of these and make a junk journal just for myself out of it, because that's my name, JoJo. So anyway, it's a book page. There's another little, there's a pattern page thing. So this is again one of my little journal cards. An old vintage crewel work scan that I found. Some more wrapping paper. Pocket. Okay, let's see. This is one of Johanna Klo's cloth scans, and it's shrunk when you print it. It's shrunk so that you can make it real small into like a little tag. Because you can make them smaller or bigger. So, and this is a little book page from a book, and then most likely something like that would be used as a tip-in here. Even cards can be used as tip-ins. Oops. And then you can tape them. So they're very fun to use, and bingo cards you can do collage on. Here's an example of one of the things I like to use for the junk journals. So the United States Post Office sends out a quarterly catalog of their stamps, and I use those in my junk journals because I'm also a pen paler, and it's kind of nice to see all these different stamps. They've got good graphics and good colors and a nice piece of paper, so I use those. I mean, after all, junk journaling is supposed to be about using junk. I found this funny little, I guess it would be like a piece of ephemera, and I have a little book of these, Fast Freddy's Food Factory, and I thought they were kind of funny, so I just use them as funny journaling or collage pieces. So here's another piece of embroidery that I found. Made a little card out of. So this is a sticker from AliExpress. It's got that vintage vibe to it, which is fun. I love window envelopes. Now, when I'm making window envelopes for, you know, my pen pals or junk journals, I usually do quite a lot of stamping and collage on them. This is just blank with some scrapbook paper in it. I'll eventually do that when I feel like decorating an envelope. So, all right, so that's the Pokey Little Puppy. Now, I have another one I can show you. I don't think I did Goodnight Little Bear. So Goodnight Little Bear has a paper signature. You can see it's kind of up a little bit, so not sure if I like that. Nowadays I kind of don't, and I would have hidden that signature underneath this paper, and I'm going to show you how. So the previous journals are the older style journals that I did last year. This is what I have done this year. Can you see that? I think I need to get a different stand for my phone. Well, we'll work on it. But this is what I'm doing this year. And it's a little bit more streamlined. I will eventually do the quilted covers again. I wanted to do something that was a little faster. They take a few hours to make. So journals actually take a good bit of time to make anyway. So I was testing out an idea for a more streamlined signature. So I came up with this. This has got an envelope on this side. Now, this has to be glued a little bit more, but that is a hidden signature there. And I think I mentioned how I didn't like having all the gaps in between. There was too many gaps. So I made 12 signatures using the book pages, so you could actually see less of these gaps. This is a piece of card with a napkin decoupaged on it. So, and then as a consequence too, the pages are a little bit shorter. I don't have the full golden book pages. I did cut about ½ inch off. So this is one of my digital kits. So how do you like that? I think that looks a lot better. It looks tidier to me. It looks a little bit more professional, I guess. I like to play around with textures a little bit on my pages, so I'll glue pages together, but like this I wouldn't bother hiding. I kind of like to see that. So I do a little sewing on the pages, not tons, because again, that takes a lot of time. And when you're doing, when you're mostly junk journaling and you're writing, a lot of bumpy stuff on the pages is annoying. So this is one of my digital kit pages. So, and then I actually used one on the doily as well to make a little inner pocket. Okay. So I like to use flip outs. So that's funny, a little bit of color. You can see that, I think. Yeah, so this is the junk journal I just did a few weeks ago, and I was kind of inspired by the idea that I wanted to hide my spines better. So I very quickly put this one together, and it worked very well. It was very fast. Now, I was actually supposed to put an envelope here as part of the signature, and I have that envelope somewhere. No, it was supposed to go here. So I'll probably have to tape it in or glue it in, I guess. This is another antique book page. So I will put another envelope here, and maybe like a spine that's some lace or something here, so you can add things as a tuck spot as well. So, well, and then on the spine, I still wanted to have some of the chenille and the antique buttons, and I was in the mood to do a little embroidery, so I do a little embroidery here and there. Let me think. On one of my books, I actually have some embroidery. in the pages, and I don't know which one. Maybe it's the Goodnight Little Bear. Maybe. Oh yeah, so the Goodnight Little Bear is actually a little bit more decorated than other ones. I like to use page tabs. These are rub-on stickers. If you go to the dollar store and you find those, I love those. Those are great. Very fun to use. This is one of my digital pages. So you can kind of see the difference in the two books. Like these pages are a little bit longer. They're a bigger, they're more of a square actually, which gives you lots of room. We've got some Little Bear pictures. Dolly Dimple. I love Dolly Dimple. This is from a Pinterest picture. So I try to make sure that everything is free, you know, no copyright kind of stuff. But there's a lot of stuff that's available that you can just find and make little cards out of. And I'm not selling them, so they're not mine. They're just using them in journals. That's from a book page. Isn't that pretty? All right. And then again, I have another little Dolly Dimple. And a little journaling card. This is kind of a double pocket.